Check, check, check. Check 1, 2, right. Welcome everybody to the DJKit live podcast with my main man, my boy, DJ Jimi Needles.
Hello.
So, first and foremost, I just want to say that this is the first time that we have been in the new DJKit studio, Jimmy. So,
it's lovely, mate.
Welcome, welcome. I feel like we need to smash something against the wall like they do on a boat. No. Right, so I'm with Jimmy. He's very kindly come, made a bit of time for us out of his busy schedule to come and check out the new, well, they're not that new anymore, but the Rane 12 battle controllers and the Rane 72 battle mixer. Right. So, Jimmy, you haven't played on this yet, right?
This is my first 5 minutes of playing.
Yeah.
Very impressed already, but very intuitive.
Yeah.
I like it already, so yeah.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we'll give you like 5 minutes actually mixing on the setup.
Sure.
And then you can tell me your thoughts on it, and the viewers can ask you any questions on what you think of sort of certain things and etc. And any questions that that are sort of your own opinion, you can answer. Any technical questions, I will try and answer. So yeah, man, let's give you a little mix, and then and then we'll have a little chat after.
Yeah, I'll have a little cut and see so the viewers can kind of see how like it is to vinyl.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Good plan. All right. Sweet. Let's do it. People of Facebook, Jimi Needles, absolutely amazing, mate.
Thank you.
Oh, mate, that bit when you stopped the record and started getting all chop suey, that was I love that. Right, so what we'll do, mate, I'll grab us a couple of stools and then
Cool.
so you can sit down. That must have taken out of you a fair bit. Right, bear with me. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the live stream up on this Mac here so that we can see any questions or comments coming in for you.
Yeah, happy to answer anything to the best of my ability.
Yeah, that's it.
Gotta
mate.
say, this is the first 5 minutes of like just freestyle messing around, nothing scripted, having a cut, and already this is probably the most stable, responsive experience I've ever had on a set of decks.
Big statement.
Except when you're using actual vinyl, when there's no lag, no delay or anything like that. So I'm already super impressed. Also, you might have noticed when I stopped the platter, I was doing something a bit like this. That was picked up really, really well. If that happened on a pair of like 1210s on Serato, the needle would have gone flying. Would have gone.
Yeah.
So you can kiss that technique goodbye. But when you bring it to something like this, where there's no needles, it's the tracking is incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty mad, man. Pretty mad indeed. Right, mate. I tell you what, Jimmy. Just bear with me. I'm just gonna. I'm just trying to find the. Just trying to find the video here. I'm hoping that we haven't been taken down already. Bloody Facebook. No, there we are,
there
mate.
we go.
We're all good. We are here. We are rolling.
Excellent.
And we both look lovely. The lighting's
We
good
do.
in here, isn't it?
So, yeah. We've both got Mediterranean genes.
That's
so, yeah, there we go.
That's it. Right. So, right. So, first and foremost, mate, tell me what you use at the moment, what your setup is at home, your preferred setup.
My preferred setup is two 1210s, Technics 1210s, and only recently the Pioneer S9. So I've come from a kind of similar layout background-wise,
Yeah.
kind of like, you know, I'm kind of used to where everything is already.
Yeah, so because with me, when I got it for the first time, like I said to you just a minute ago, I'm used to a Pioneer setup, so I'm used to the effects trigger on and off down here.
Yeah, so that's kind of going there by accident.
Yeah,
aren't you?
exactly, and like I had to like get used to the paddles and stuff like that. But yeah, so you're used to the S9, you're used to that layout. It's the Battle mixer layout, obviously. So
yeah, so I've only been in this studio for about an hour, so I've only had like very limited time to get my head around it. Very intuitive. Everything is where I kind of know it was already there. It
Yep.
was kind of coming from that kind of Pioneer background with the S9 in mind. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say that the 72 is a rip-off of the S9 because we haven't even got onto the features of this yet, and there's fucking loads of them. But
sorry, Jimmy, I'll try and ask you not to swear on the live feed.
I'm sorry.
He's got a bit overexcited there. Sorry, guys.
but I would say that it's a serious contender for one of the best scratch mixers on the market.
Mate, that's yeah. I mean, to be fair, you know, I like to scratch a little bit, and I am trying to learn to scratch more. But I mean, this has been so popular amongst everybody in the scratch scene, right? So I mean, we had, like you mentioned earlier as well. Well, no, it was the other day when we spoke on the phone. You said that you were really looking forward to playing on these 12s because of you know, the 12s versus phase, which is coming out soon.
Yes, I think any DJ that's kind of played on a stage knows that with Serato DJ, with using vinyl, these 12s and this new phase. Who makes phase? Is it an independent company? Isn't it? Or?
No, it's the name. I forget the name, but it's they did the you know, that little crossfader that you can plug into like your phone.
Ah, yes, yeah, the pocket one.
Yeah, I want to say M Audio. It might not be M Audio, but yeah,
I know
it's
the one you mean.
Yeah, yeah.
It's quite popular on the portablism scene. You know, the little mini
Yeah,
scratch scene.
or like the busking scene
The
as well.
busking,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
I think the next phase, as it were, with turntablism is getting controllers that emulate the movements and no lag perfectly. I think these are serious contenders for that. I think that
You're losing your mic a bit there, mate. I think. Oh, God. There you go.
how's that? Like I was saying, not very good at this, am I?
You're fine.
Yeah,
mate,
we're doing good. We're good.
Yeah, we're fine.
I think that every festival I've ever played on 1210s, there's been lag, there's been issues with the needles, there's been issue with the table wobbling.
Yeah.
With these, you've got none of that, and it's fully integrated, absolutely 100% integrated with each other.
Yeah.
I think, actually, I thought, you know, maybe the Rane 12s and the Rane 72s would have a lot to live up to phase, but I actually think phase has got a lot to live up to this setup now.
To the setup,
you see,
yeah.
Having been on, like, literally been in this room for an hour playing on this already, like, I'm instantly like, you know, I could see myself using this with my band.
Yeah.
Picture is.
Yeah. So yeah, just explain about your band, Jimmy, because like you know you have Well, I'll let you explain about your band and then what you said to me before about sort of, you know, the bass levels and stuff on stage.
Yeah, exactly. Like anyone that's in a band who's a scratch DJ or anyone on a busy stage where there's a lot of bass, any of that's going to pick up when you mix and scratch your records. It's going to interfere with the carrier signal on Serato, and it's going to leave you feeling a bit kind of like, well, that wasn't a very tight set at all. And like everyone's experienced that, unless they've got 100 breeze blocks underneath the turntables.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can honestly say, yeah, that was like a solid, responsive sound. If I took these onto a main stage and there was bass rumbling, it would have no impact on the signal at all.
Absolutely not. And I mean, when I first shot, with my first podcast of the month, when I spoke to Matt Ray from Rane, he basically, you know, he hit the nail on the head. He said like the first problem when you get to like a venue and you're using turntables is always going to be the tone arm. That's where all your problems are. Absolutely. It's in the tone arm. And of course with this, you don't have a tone arm. Yeah,
but you have all the benefits and none of the inconveniences of, you know, trying to be old school and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Serato, I've been using Serato for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
And during that time, Technics turntables were phased out, and now they've been brought back. But I think they're kind of astronomical in terms of price compared to something like this. Which I think is
of course.
worth
If you want to buy some Technics turntables, feel free to get in contact with us at DJKit. But yeah,
but of course, you can purchase this setup too.
You can, of course. Any setup, we've got it here at DJKit. Yeah, sorry, mate. So you're saying about the Technics and
and you know, if they're not well serviced, that's the first thing I check.
Yeah.
I check to see if the platters wobbly.
Mm-hmm.
I check to see if I'm reaching for the tone arm, but there's no tone arm. I'm reaching for the tone arm, making sure it's not, you know, my cartridges fit in there properly, because you get to some festivals or some gigs and it's like, I can't play. I literally can't play this. I'd rather play on some CDJs where at least I know I'm going to get a stable sound.
Yeah.
And like this is actually what I was going to say was, scratching on the CDJs has got its own thing. Like I don't really do it unless I absolutely have to play on CDJs. Yeah. But this has got like the tightness of CDJs, but the fluidity of vinyl.
So what you can do as well, which I didn't actually show you, mate, is you can change the torque on the back from high to low.
Oh really? Because I was a bit like, that's the only thing I had changed. But
okay, mate. Yeah, literally. Like if you look on the back here, so they're on high at the moment, but then if you, I'll tell you what, mate, we'll switch them to low, and then do you want to have another little cut?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, here we go. It's literally there. Down there. Switch that from low, high to low.
All right, let's give that a go. Okay.
Go again, mate. Let's go again. Jimi Needles once again. Wow. So yeah, how was that for you then? Did that feel a bit better?
It's difficult because that felt like more of a Technics turntable.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But having it on the higher torque setting, I could do faster cuts.
Right.
And the sample would come in at the normal pitch.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was like pressing the sample pad. I mean, you could do that, but I actually think you can be a bit more creative and a bit tighter if you do it using the faders.
Yeah.
And the platter. I think you can get a better sound, and it just saves you changing hand positions.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But that's my preference. I mean,
Yeah.
you can. I think most DJs nowadays would probably just go straight to the buttons. To be honest.
Well, yeah,
the options are there.
That's what they're there for, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
But I mean, so what would you prefer it on high? Then,
I think I would. Yeah.
Okay, well let's switch them back then.
All right.
Yeah. So literally, for those that don't, know, the high to low switch is literally on the back here, in between the plug and the USB. So you just flick that over like that, and then we are back. We are back to high. So. Yeah, he's definitely high. See, Jimmy, you're skipping through your track there, but you know that this has got a touch screen on it. So
you gotta show me what that's about.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So wherever wherever you want it to go, there, literally, you can go like that, and you can just touch the screen, and you can be wherever you want to be.
To all the viewers at home, I had no idea that was possible.
There you go. See, this is it. This is why Jimmy's here. This is why I've got Jimmy. He's used to one setup at home, which is a turntablist style setup, and then this setup from Rane is completely just lobbed at the turntablists. And what a finer guy to get in. You've seen what he's just doing there. So yeah, I'm kind of teaching Jimmy as we go on how to use the mixer and reminding myself on how to use it as well, because I took it home to revise it the other day so that I was ready.
Whoa, slow down.
So banging, so banging. I feel a bit ill because that was sick. Cut that out. Right, mate. So I showed you quickly earlier the touch screen effects.
Yeah,
you're a fan
I've
of
forgotten
that.
now. But
You're a fan of that.
You should show me, because there were some seriously powerful
So
effects in here.
right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly swap the camera around so that everyone who's watching can see the screen. So right, guys, people at home watching. So what the Rane mixer has, I'm not going to go through all the effects with Jimmy, because I did that in the podcast last week, and it was a lot to take on. Listening to it, it sounds really complicated, but actually it's just what you're used to. So I'm used to a different layout of a mixer. Jimmy's used to this kind of layout, and you've hopped straight on it, and you know where everything is, and paddles and all that jazz.
With the effects on this, I think the difference between this mixer, the 72 by Rane, and probably the other leader mixer, which would be the Pioneer S9.
Yeah.
is that with the S9 you can rock up and you know exactly where it all is, and you go, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing now.
So even someone who, say, doesn't have an S9 but they're used to a Pioneer mixer would find their way around an S9.
Exactly. And I think that don't let that scare you from this, because I've only been using it for the best part of an hour, and I'm already just discovering
touchscreens.
And I think, you know, what I'm trying to say is if you can invest a little bit more time in getting to know this mixer instead of being like, well, I want to learn it quickly, I think this mixer is pretty powerful and can really improve your DJ sets.
Dude, it's an absolute weapon. It really is. But so what I'll just show you, I'll remind you, Jimmy, and I'll just show everyone at home quickly. So you've got all your effects down here. The flex effects are the built-in effects, so they work with or without Serato. And then these 1, 2, 3 effects here, they are they access the Serato effects. So, but
sorry, that's internal effects, right?
That's internal effects, yeah. Right. So, I mean, how many effects are within Serato? Hundreds,
and you can. I think there's like new ones to download every week.
Expand your packs and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. But what this mixer does as well, which is really cool, it's got I don't know if people remember the Chaos pads. Well, they're still about, but the Chaos pads, it's basically got kind of a Chaos pad built into it. So you press this touch effects button here. It takes you into like a filter screen. And then what it does as well, if you've got the flex effect on, then it will combine the filter with the flex effect. So I'll just take that off for now and start with the filter. I mean, that sounds so bad, doesn't it? It's wicked. Like,
and the effects are, the quality is really warm. It's not as sharp as the Pioneer.
Right.
I think Pioneer gets a bad rep for that, but the Pioneer effects are good, but that's a really warm filter.
Yeah, but I mean that's just the touchscreen filter.
This is incredible because it's really responsive too.
Yeah.
I think there's a friend of mine from Canada, DJ Vect. He invented a scratch using this pad. It was called I think it was called the Tinder scratch, where you just do this. You just swipe to the right.
Perfect, mate.
Big up, Becky, if you're watching.
I love that, mate. That's creative. That's really creative. But so what this does as well, I'll just go back and I'll change this to an echo so that you can really hear it properly. So this is the echo in the flex effects. So I'll just pair this up with that filter touch screen, and it sounds like this. So like what that does, depending on where your finger is, that it moves the size of the echo. So down the bottom is the obviously bottom end of the filter, and then as you go up and then up over that way, or left or right, sorry. So up and down is the filter, and left or right is the size of the echo. So I'll just do that again. That sounds so good, doesn't it?
It's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
But
perfect. These are all proper effects that I would use in a DJ set as well. They're not gimmicky at all. Like, they sound great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's, like I say, I went through all the effects. That's not what you're here for, mate. Like, I'm not going to go through them all with you again. But
for scratching, we've got, I think these effects, everyone who's got an S9 will know these are perfect if you want to add some reverb to something, tail end of an effect or a scratch.
Sure.
Less hands-on. You can add. I mean, let's have a try.
Yeah, of course, mate.
So how do you select your effects here?
So the effects. So you wanted the Serato reverb.
That's right. Yeah. Sounds good.
So that's here, and then so it's on now. And then you can change the amount by twisting that knob there. That's the amount in. But then you have to hit the paddle to get the effect on. Yeah. I mean,
That's the kind of quality you expect, because you don't want to be jumping around fiddling with little knobs and stuff. You want the effect in and out, and that's perfect. And doing this, off.
Yeah.
Off, that's perfect. Actually, probably would go as far to say this is better build quality than the Pioneer ones.
wow. There you go. Do you know what,
feels
Jimmy? It's really good that that you can compare it to that, because I actually haven't had a go on an S9 yet. Hoping down, in maybe next month after, in one of the podcasts. That I'll be able to hop on that and review that. But I mean, following on from this, it is such a beast. I mean, I was thrown in at the deep end with this, because this is the first mixer of this style that I've ever used. Like you said before, you had a 52.
Yeah, that's right.
So how different is this to like the 52?
Well, I think...
Did you ever play on a 62 as well? Or?
I played on them. I've DJ'd using them, but I didn't own one. Whereas a 52, I think people kind of knew that they were going towards the kind of cue points. That's kind of where we're steering with that, because now that you can do anything with these, you can assign them to MIDI samples, you can play chromatic notes.
Yeah.
I've got on my laptop, I've got so I use that when I play with my band.
Yeah, just so for people watching, so that's the sampler there. So Jimmy's got some very relaxing tones.
Some like sultry tones of the Needles right here. But the buttons are probably the same size as these buttons here. They were absolutely tiny, and they were a bit of an afterthought. I think people were like, "Oh, we can use these as performance tools," when the S9 came along.
Yeah. So the beautiful thing about this is, In Music, who now own Rane.
Yes.
They own Akai as well.
Do they?
So these pads are fresh off of.
It's an MPC quality.
That's it, mate.
There we are then.
That's it.
Wow. They'll stand the test of time, because the Pioneer ones are nice, really nice.
Yeah.
There's never a misfire, as I call it. There's never a misfire.
Right, so I actually said this about these as well, because I've used mixers over the past couple of months, or controllers where the pads are like really small and really close together, and you're firing off the wrong sample, you're firing off the wrong sort of effect or cue point even, or loop, or you're adding loops on that you don't want there by mistake, and all this. But these are just... They're perfect for me, mate. They really are. They're the perfect height as well. And yeah, I rate them. I think they're absolutely wicked.
What I really like about this section here is actually thought as something I was going to hate, but actually really like it. On the Pioneer, the performance section, which always seems to be in the middle now, you basically swap between the functionality of these pads using these buttons right here. So you've got a slicer, you've got a sampler that triggers onboard samples like I just did now. You've got rolls, and then you've got auto loops, and there's also other things you can pitch play. I have no idea what man loop.
Loop. It's a loop for men.
For men.
No, that's a manual loop.
Manual loop.
Yeah. So
who'd have thought it?
So basically, all of these subs here, it's not a shift jobby, it's a double click.
It's a double click. You see that's a shift job on a Pioneer.
Right, yeah.
So you have to hold down the shift.
Right.
And all the buttons on the S9 are in the middle, which is kind of awkward. This is really easy to get to. I'm like, I'm going to jump between my sampler and my cues.
Yeah.
It's that.
That's it, mate.
That's
and
it.
The whole thing is built for turntablists. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can use it if you're a house DJ, if you're a techno DJ, of course you can.
Well, the filters and the effects seem to be very... I mean, that to me, like, if you're a house or a techno DJ, that would go down really well.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you're doing, isn't it? If you're no, I'm not, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I'm a house
Don't you
DJ.
play house and
techno?
I
do. Not so much techno, because I'm not that other DJ Ratzi that I sometimes get, the German guy. No, but yeah, this whole thing is kind of aimed at, scratch DJs and turntablists, and so it's really like easy on the fingers. Everything's like you said, instead of having to shift and go here and go that, you just double tap pow.
I would go as far to say that the layout is better for quick access compared to the S9. I mean, we're not comparing it to the S9.
We're not. It's just what you know.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's what most scratch DJs in the last few years know. I mean, all the world champions, the MC standards are using the S9, but I mean, they get 5 minutes on this, I think it'll win them over.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Serious contender.
Well, I mean, you've had how long now? About
an hour and a half,
an hour maybe on it, and yeah, I mean, you're already on about getting one for your live show.
Yeah, I think the going back to what I was saying about the tracking. No, there'll be no bass interference, no tone arm, taking a chance on the tone arm, as I always say to myself, because if you really are, you don't know if the setup's going to be well serviced.
No,
if I rock up and I expected a pair of these, I'd be happy to do a mashup set on stage with these, absolutely.
I mean, mate, you can do the old DJ Marky trick with these. You can pick them up and scratch with them like a violin, but you don't need to jam a cigarette packet underneath the tone arm to keep it in place. Like, yeah, I mean, well, actually, so from the example from a JFB and your mate, Mr. Switch, the video that they did for Rane, I think one of them scratches it with his head and like scratches it with his foot and like does it.
Well, I'm sure you'll have no trouble on these. There'll be no needles going.
That's it.
Absolutely. So, which is basically the most. That's one of the number one selling point on these things is like the response is there's no lag. There's no. I was literally thrashing this platter earlier. I wouldn't dream of doing that in a live setting because I know it would just it would break. You know, the needle would go flying off, or I'd probably break it.
Yeah.
You know that
it's that mate.
It's unlocked other things. In fact, it hasn't. A lot of people would say, "Oh, you know, it's moving too far away from vinyl." So I don't think it is. I think it's actually making scratching more accessible.
Mate, we actually get so many people saying like people don't understand. They're like, where does the record, where does the needle go like on these? But it's literally so for people that don't know already about these 12s. They are classed as a battle controller and they are an official Serato accessory. So if you don't have the 72, you can actually just plug these straight into your USB ports on your laptop, and then Serato recognizes them like a DJ controller.
So sorry, just to clarify, you don't have to own the 72 to use these.
No, mate.
You see, I think I came here expecting you have to have the whole package.
No, not at all,
so
mate.
I could rock up with this with a copy of Serato DJ Pro and use it and get away with it.
Absolutely, mate.
Wow, that's incredible.
Well, Serato DJ, it has to be DJ Pro.
DJ Pro, yes.
Yeah, it has to be DJ Pro.
As we discovered today.
So people, you know, where does a needle go, blah, blah, blah. If you imagine like a CDJ, how a CDJ works, it is just a big CDJ that looks and feels and smells like a turntable, but it's got a massive platter on it. And like, so it's a turntable CDJ. Without the CDs.
Cast your mind back maybe 10, maybe even 15 years ago when CDJs just kind of came around. Newmont put out this, it was a CD turntable that was pretty much like this, but you put a CD, it had a CD drive. So
they did.
I actually bought one.
Oh, right,
at one
okay.
point, it was as good. I mean...
Yeah, because of course, mate, in music, they have Newmont.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sort of Matt, when I spoke to Matt Ray, he kind of dropped that in. I can't remember the model of it. Do you remember the model of it?
It was just called a CDX, and then they released a version that you could store music on called the HDX. Had a hard drive on
mate,
it.
They were well ahead, man.
I did buy one, and it was good fun. I had to sell it because I was a broke student at the time.
Right.
But this is like that times 1,000.
Yeah.
It's fully integrated.
I mean,
with the software.
Don't you think that it does? I mean, bearing in mind, like we did touch on the talk and stuff like before, but don't you think that the whole thing, the whole platter, it feels like a turntable? It feels like a Technics turntable.
If you put these in front of me blindfolded, I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
I'd go all the way around and then discovered that there was no needle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But absolutely blown away today by these, really.
Yeah. Well, good, mate. Good. I'm really happy. I'll tell you what we should do now, man. I reckon hop back on, let's have a mix from you, man. Let's
do a little mix. I'll play a few bangers.
Yeah, let's do like a DJ set from you. Obviously, your DJ sets involve a lot of scratching and stuff as well. But have a proper play on it. Get to know your pads. Get to know, play with a few of the effects, mate. And like any questions, I'm just gonna be there, admiring you in this lovely light. So any questions, just call me over and let's go for that, shall we, Jimmy? Wicked. Let's get it done. I'll take that stool away, mate, for you.
Put the needle on the record when the drum beats go like this.
Check it out. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Check it out. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down.
Make some noise for the turntablist, the bootleg extraordinaire. His name is DJ Jimi Needles.
Let's take it back to the old school. Wave your hands like you just don't care. Let's take it back to the old school. Wave your hands like you just don't care.
Check it out right now. You're listening to DJ Jimi Needles.
There's not a problem that I can't fix, 'cause I can do it in the mix.
Let's go to work, the time is here. Jimi Needles on decks inside your ears.
Put the needle on the record when the drum beats go like this.
Check it out. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down. Let's dance. I know you got the feeling. Let's dance. Come on, get down.
It's got a funky sway. Well, it's a group thing, a group thing. It's a group thing. It's got a funky sway. Well, it's a group thing, a group
Already just blown away how tight it is. It's just like, it's incredible. Like, if that was live, I'd have to compensate. If you're doing some serious scratching, you'd have to really compensate and think about, oh, can't really scratch too hard because the table might rock or the needle might skip.
Yeah.
This is effortless. Like, can't believe it.
Yeah. He's sold, ladies and gentlemen. Jimi Needles is sold. So if you're just tuned in with us, you are live from the brand new DJKit studio with Mr. Jimi Needles on the Rane 72 mixer and 212 battle controllers. It's his first time playing and he's already smashing it. So Jimmy, just quickly, mate, before, to get the waveforms on the screen, if you just click view, the view button above the screen, there you go.
Everything's where you expect it to be.
Yeah.
In fact, it's within one hand. I had an effect on here, had the filter going up and the volume going down with that was with one hand. So
yeah,
with one motion you can achieve so much.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Jimmy. Let's stop for a bit and have another chat about it, shall we? Sorry if were you in the middle of like a routine or something? Nah. Okay. Cool. All right, sweet. Freestyle ting. So yeah, I mean, going further again, like, you know, the reason why I said about the screen earlier is because when we were having a chat, when you had a little go on it earlier, you said to me like you weren't even looking at your Mac. You found yourself looking at the screen.
Yeah, there's a little screen here.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'll just swap it over so that everyone can see. There you go.
There he goes.
There it is.
Here he is.
So yeah, on the 72, you know, you've obviously got this touch screen, but what it is, it's got the actual waveforms, as you can see, and you know, all of you can see where your cue points are on there and everything. There
for loops and cues. That is a lifesaver, because if I'm in the middle of mixing and I've got a loop, I'm like, did I loop it as a 16 or an 8?
That's it.
You just look here. Tells you.
Yeah, you
and
can
the key as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
tells
you the key at the
Camelot
top, tells
key.
you the remaining. If you click on that, it tells you how much is
brilliant
gone. So literally, and then you've got the sink down here. We don't touch that.
No. Sorry, what is the sink? I have no.
It's what you wash your hands in, Jimmy.
Of course.
And then down on the bottom, we haven't got enough time to go into a sink debate now. And then you've got your BPM down there. And then everything, your key and everything.
And there's actually, if you look closely, there's no. It's instantaneous.
Oh yeah, mate. The latency on these
There's none.
Yeah.
I've got my Serato DJ Pro. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you've got one from the last 3 years, a new MacBook Pro from the last 3 to 4 years, you can have it set to 0 and your MacBook won't melt.
Yeah.
So, or have a little red light permanently in the corner. But mine is probably like 20% CPU. Yeah. Which is nuts, considering there's so much going on here.
Yeah. I mean, with DJ Pro as well, you can obviously do the high res screen. Which you've got it on, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, and again, mate, it's a different conversation about a MacBook, really.
Preference.
How fast it's going and stuff. But yeah, I mean, any more comments on the mixer or on the 12s themselves? Like, what I found when I played on them, because I was lucky enough to have a go on them when they had the actual vinyl platter. And I think that was what was confusing people as well, saying like, where do you put the needle? Because it was an actual piece of vinyl on the top instead of these white. What are they? Fiberglass?
I think so.
Yeah.
I got to say, these are actually the only gripe is the surface area.
They get slippery.
I get clammy hands.
Well,
not that much, but I got a bit then.
That's it. Well, of course, you're cutting. It's so hot in here as well. Haven't quite built in the fan
air
yet.
is lava.
And. So they do get a bit slippery. Did you lose your grip?
Yeah, I did on that side, but I mean that's my weak side, so we can allow that.
Okay, yeah, we'll allow that. Your weak side is about 10 times better than anybody else's good side. To be fair, Jimmy.
Too kind, sir.
That was my only actual gripe with these as well.
It's a cosmetic thing, because I'm pretty sure you can replace that with a piece of vinyl, right?
Yeah, you can, because it's not recommended, and please, if you do have these and you do it, please don't blame it on us. That is, I have to say that as a disclaimer, but JFB actually did it.
Yeah.
So these, I'm not going to take it all apart, but these, basically, the records, you can have whatever you want on there. It could be a square. It could be a square bit of plastic. It doesn't matter. The magic happens in this thing here.
Right.
And so what JFB did, he basically took that out, unscrewed it, the metal thing here, the spindle, and he put it through his Serato time codes.
It's such a small thing, but I think most DJs out there who've used vinyl would probably agree. When you're used to something, that makes or breaks your tightness, and having a bit more grip on the top actually would help.
Yeah, I'm surprised that because basically, and this isn't an official thing either, this is just what I've heard through the grapevine, but the reason why they replaced the old vinyl was because it was getting too hot. And it was warping in the sun. So, like, obviously, when you play a normal record, like a vinyl record, you're playing it for maybe, well, it depends if you're playing the extended disco edit, of course.
Of course. The 12-minute version of Sugar Hill Gang.
AKA the toilet track.
Toilet track.
Yeah. But, yeah, so, 10 minutes, 7 minutes at a time, you're all right. And then you put it back in your in your record box.
It's the same one. The sun's beaming down.
All day, say, at a music festival in the summer, you've got the same record on this platter all day with the sun on it. Of course it was going to warp, but I didn't think of that, and they didn't obviously think of it either, so that's why they've replaced it with these. But this is just what I've heard.
It's good that they fixed that though, because it's flawless now, apart from this now.
I don't know why they didn't put grooves in here.
Maybe then it was too gimmicky. I remember seeing the early press release of this, and it did have a piece of, like, it was, I was just like, it had me asking, like, where's the tone arm? But then I realised it was a controller. But then if it's warping in the sun, maybe they should supply it with this and the
maybe or like I say, mate, I reckon they just need to put some grooves in here, and then
So the only other thing I don't really know about this is what's this thing right here?
Okay, sorry. So right, I'll just switch the camera.
I can't really because, ladies and gentlemen, I have literally been on this setup for about an hour and a half now, so I'm not really familiar with most of the features. But I've come into this positively, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
But there's so much to learn in such a small space of time. So this mode here, what's that about?
So Q mode, literally, that's your cue points. It's as simple as that. So you touch
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So you can do it on here and on the mixer.
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously, if you don't have,
Is this so? Is this that's scrubbing? Is it?
Yeah, that scrubs through. So that's like a needle drop.
So you got that on the CDJ 2000s, right? And
Yeah, that's it. So if you're all the way at the end, you're at the end of the tune. If you're all the way at the beginning, you're at the beginning of the tune. So you can skip through like that.
This is why this. I should have asked this earlier because I probably would have used that in my little set.
Right. But you've either got that, or if you've got this whole setup, you can of course do it on the touchscreen here.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what we were saying before. I mean, you thought that you had to use this with the 72.
Yeah.
You don't at all. So
debunked that myth.
That's it. So if you were using the 12s with a mixer that didn't have a touchscreen or even beat pads on or anything, you can use this as a cue. And then so your two cues here,
brilliant.
Or do you know what I'm saying? So
because when I play out, I play probably 70% edits.
Yeah.
Maybe my own remixes and probably 30%. I don't mess with that at all, and I like to have my music laid out. So I've got samples at the beginning. So if we're in cue mode here, I have a drum loop as an intro. That's really nice. It's really responsive too.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't drum with that, but if you wanted to jump to a certain part of the song and your hand was on this side of the record, I'd probably reach to that and just get away with it.
Bouncing around, bouncing around, bouncing, bouncing around, bouncing around, bouncing, 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 bouncing.
Incredible. So you got more options there.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, the whole thing is just.
You see that here is them thinking, we need to somehow replicate the dicer. Which is, I'd put the dicer right here.
Yeah.
But you only got 5 cue points.
Yeah.
For me, the dicer was amazing for for loop rolls and for cycling through for loops, but that can be achieved on here.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure. You've got your cue points, your cue modes. As long as you've got your starts of your loops all looped up, you could just do it manually.
if your loops are one of your cue points, right?
Yeah.
Then it will play.
There you go.
Off of that. I assume so anyway.
So
I'll tell you what, mate. Let's give that a go. If you just get this loop now that you've got on this tune, just save that as a.
We've got it looped already, actually.
But if you save it as a cue point, save the loop as a cue point.
How do you do that? I don't use Sarai DJ.
Oh, okay.
Sarai DJ Pro. You and me use it very differently, I think. So
yeah. Right. Let's see if I can do this. Remember how to do it.
So you learn things every day, kids.
So that should be in there now. Yeah. There you go. So. Yeah, I think that's a loop that I've just done. I might have just put.
You've extended that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go then. Or I might have just put another cue point within the loop. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I mean, using these without the 72, you've got that option as well. I mean, it's like you say.
I think
no dicers, because
you unlock so much when you have both.
This is it, mate.
From
because
each other, really.
What you forget, especially for me, I'm used to playing on CDJs, and then when I go to play on vinyl, you forget that there isn't a cue button on vinyl to take it right back to the beginning. That's why you need dicers. That's why you need stuff like this. So the Reloop RP 8000s, I think I had a couple of months ago.
They're the ones with the buttons along the front.
That's it.
I've never been on those, but they always that to me would be the best place for them along here. But actually, you got your pitch and your loops nice and separate from the rest of it. This is why it's nice and clean. This is just and
it's built like a turntable in battle mode.
Yeah.
Hence the battle controller, I suppose.
You wouldn't buy this and then turn it the other way, would you?
Nah, don't think so.
And all this time and R&D on making it like this.
But yeah, man. I mean, I was really impressed with it when I got it, and and I'm using it at sort of 10% of what it can do.
Pretty sure I'm using it probably at 20-25%.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a day.
Yeah, that's it, man.
And this is coming from someone who's I mentioned this earlier to you. I'd like to see how interesting it was coming from an S9/Sarai Scratch Live, which is pretty old school. Coming from using both of those pieces of software and hardware to this, I've just integrated it into my DJ set straight away. There's nothing
Yeah.
I need to change
No.
at all. It's banging. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah. But I mean, the same could be said then. Like, let's just chat a little bit about DJ Pro then, because you were adamant on Serato. What was it, DJ?
Yeah.
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 And you were worried to swap over, but it's because it was crashing, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But was that because of your Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got the new Mac, you've got DJ Pro now. You're loving it.
yeah,
It's, you know,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I probably would.
you haven't played out with it yet?
Not yet. I'm
Right.
just a bit caught. What I usually do is let things update for a few,
Yeah.
maybe even a year. And
Yeah,
then
okay.
then I
Wow.
just, you know,
Very cautious,
I'm just
man.
very cautious. I mean,
Yeah.
I only jumped onto Serato DJ and Serato DJ Pro about a year ago anyway.
Right.
So, and I started using it first with the band,
Mm.
and now I'm using Serato DJ to play out.
Mm.
And now that I think there's some stability with DJ Pro, I think I'm ready to update. I mean, I've had the software for ages. I'm very cautious like that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm also equally like, I wouldn't hesitate having all these items right here on my MacBook with Serato DJ Pro, both of the Rane 12s and the Rane 72. There's nothing. When I was doing that little DJ set and doing scratches and cues, nothing was going wrong. Nothing, and that's good.
This is,
So-
I think, probably the first live stream that I've done in my time here at DJKit in like the 7-8 months that I've been here that nothing has gone wrong on a live stream yet. So. Oh, actually, you did drop an F-bomb at the start.
Yeah, we can beep that out later. It's okay.
Yeah,
I just,
can't do that. when
Very
it's live.
excited. Okay.
Yeah, I would be excited, mate, and I was excited. There was lots of F-bombs when I got this from, and Matt Ray will tell you when he was giving me the demo, giving me the product training on it when he brought them in. I was like, yeah, I was jumping around. I was proper excited, and like, yeah, I got to have like 20 minutes just scratching on it, like in the showroom. And then, yeah, this month I've got to have the whole thing, and I get to take it around with me, and I get to... it has been a blessing, and I'll be sad to give it back at the end of the month. Luckily, there's 5 Thursdays in August, so I've got it for an extra week.
There you go.
But, I mean, mate, yeah, I'm rambling on. Should we get back? You want to get back into have another little mix?
I would like to just have another scratch, really, because
No worries.
that's the one. As a scratch DJ, I won't say DMC standard guy, but I do a lot of cuts. It's important to kind of familiarise yourself with it, and blindfolded.
Yeah.
Like, it's super stable, super responsive. I'm really impressed. I think Phase is going to have a lot to live up for when that comes
Yeah.
out. Personally, I think the first batch of Phase is going to be a lot of problems with it.
Right.
I think this
It'll be
is-
warping in the sun. It'll be...
yeah. Playing stuff backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. All the videos look promising, so you
Yeah.
know, I don't want it to go wrong. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
But having the options, having these and Phase on the market, if I could walk up to a club and have a pair of these over a 1210s, I'd probably take it.
Yeah, in a nightclub, I
Really, if I was
definitely
doing
would.
a rare groove night or an actual vinyl night,
Yeah.
no, I'd go for the 12.
Of course, for the crackle.
And I think that's
for the-
where
for
Phase
the
might
image.
have the edge, because you could probably use Phase on these, to be honest, because they spin round.
You wouldn't need to use Phase on these, but yeah, I mean, in terms of turning up to a club and just knowing that, knowing that the needle's not going to be skipping, and knowing that, you can have as many people in your DJ booth as you want, banging into the table, and you can be jumping around.
Have your main crew. So it's okay, guys. I've got
I've
Rane
got a pair of
12.
12s, mate. Bring your crew's crew. Bring them all. We got it. But yeah, all right then, Jimmy. I'll let you hop back on, man. Have another little cut up, and yeah, and then I'll rendezvous with you back afterwards.
Sounds good.
So if you've just joined us, you're in a mix now with DJ Jimi Needles at the DJKit studio. It's the first time that we've ever done a live stream from the studio. And this is Jimmy's first time on the Rane 12 and 72. Jimi Needles, absolutely killing it. Woo!
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Mate, absolutely phenomenal scenes from Jimi Needles, man. Brilliant stuff. So
Putting it through its paces,
Yeah.
it's just imagine a CDJ with even more tightness, that doesn't skip, that's got ultra pitch that I've just noticed here. Yeah, it's got up to 50 pitch, guys, so I
Yeah.
just noticed that. But it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really.
So
Also, the crossfader is worth mentioning. A lot of people will probably be thinking, "Oh, I wonder what the crossfader's like."
yeah.
Do you know the specs? Because I know I'm just the kind of like if it's good, I'll use it kind of guy. It says here it's a Mag 3.
It's a Mag 3 fader. I don't know the specs off the top of my head. I'm not sure if I have been told. If I have, then it's in there somewhere amongst all the rest of my SpongeBob brain. But the thing about the fader, which actually I just want to show everyone as well. And then Jimmy, if you feel comfortable, you could show your little party trick that you were doing earlier with the double fader.
Of course, and then I'll tell you why that's important, because you can't do that on the S9. You can on this.
So what you can do on this 72 is down here you've obviously got the contour controls anyway. That you can reverse and you can do your how fast you want your crossfader from slow to fast. It's literally like a knob down there.
Perfect for mixing or scratching.
Yeah, that's it. But the beautiful thing about this mixer is if you press shift and menu, it takes you to... Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong one.
This is
I can't do this with a microphone as well. Right, shift. Jimmy, can you just press that shift for me, please,
Where
mate?
is it, mate? That
Down
one?
there.
There you go. How's that?
Shift and menu, then you can go on to...
Shall I let go of the shift now?
Yeah. Then it takes you to the main menu here. Then on the main menu, you go to cut in adjust. So what you can actually do is you can assign your crossfader. So, I mean, I don't know if that's coming up because of the screen there. But it's like a picture of all three faders. Oh, worth mentioning as well, it's not just a crossfader, which is a Mag 3. All of the three faders are the same.
That's good to know.
And you can take them out, you can replace them, obviously. You can take this whole...
Yeah, you can take that faceplate off. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Use a serviceable, but you shouldn't have to.
No, well,
They
you
should
shouldn't.
last for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. If you're smashing it like you've just been, mate, I feel sorry for the poor thing. But what you can do here then is, basically you click on the crossfader and you can set where you want your cutoff to be. So I've just clicked, it's over the right-hand side. So if we say with like your crabbing and stuff.
Yeah, I'd go for a very small 1 right
So
now.
yeah, a 1.
Yeah.
So then we put it on 1. And then you do set right. Then you go over to the left, press it again, and then you set the left. So on 1 like that, set left, and you can do the same thing for the up faders. And then Jimmy, if you just want to explain what you did before.
Yeah, that was when I first got here. One of my questions was, are the channels reversible? A lot of old school DJs and new school, they like to have the cut-in on the crossfader the other way around. So that would actually be off on this side, and that would be on this side.
Because it depends on, I guess, which side you're better with your crossfader.
It's a number. It's like there's like 4 factors. It's like who you learn off, what your strong hands are.
Yeah.
You might be really good with both hands at scratching, which some people are.
Yep.
Some people aren't. And it also depends if it's just preference really. Like I like to flick. I'm better at flicking with my fingers on the crossfade, as you can see here. So it would be silly to have it on this side because my thumb isn't very good. It's not.
Yeah.
I've got an opposable thumb. Then yeah, I think if you and they call that scratching hamster style for some reason because of the actually a bit of history. The bulletproof scratch hamsters is a DJ crew, and that's why they call it. They put the Technics inputs on the opposite side. But that was true hamster style, which is where you had this deck on this channel and the left deck on the right channel. There's an actual way now to flip them around on this mixer. And there's a little switch at the front called deck swap, I think it was.
Yep, that's it, mate. And you literally just...
So now, this channel is controlling the right-hand side.
Yeah, so if you see on the screen here, you can see the actual, the rotary. So this is playing, but it's coming out of that fader there on the other side.
Ratzi, we're gonna have to calibrate this the cutting point for these. I think they are anyway. Are we? So you can actually adjust the. Yeah, we're gonna have to recalibrate this.
Okay.
Can we go back in there?
Yeah. So
So what a scratch I like to do on my gigs is something called the Euro scratch, which actually incorporates 2 faders, having it in this configuration where the channels are swapped. So what we'll do is we'll swap the channels around. So is it shift
and menu, and then
Yeah.
you go into cut and adjust.
So let's go here and then set that to 1. There you go. Set.
Yep, that's right.
So the idea is to kind of use your thumb and your fingers to kind of get 2 cut-in sounds using the
Sorry, that's the wrong side.
wrong side. So let's give that a go and see if I can achieve this.
Yeah, go
I
for
think
it, man.
I heard chance earlier on, but this is a relatively quick thing. I could do it at gigs, 2 switches.
Mhm,
As long as
absolutely.
my faders are calibrated properly. All the hardcore turntablists out there will be able to achieve this, no problem.
Yep.
Well, I'll say it once again, can't achieve this on the S9.
Wow. One more point
So
to the
the-
72.
Well, there you
mate.
go. And also the you'd have to rewire it mid-gig. No one wants to do that.
No.
It's enough of a nightmare changing over from the next DJ.
That's true. And his virtual DJ box. He's getting faster. Stop it, Jimmy. Stop showing off now.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, slow down.
Mate. Jimi Needles inside. So, mate, what I reckon now, we'll just round it off, I reckon. I mean,
I think we've explored pretty much everything there is to explore about these beauties.
yeah, I mean, I think, well, I wouldn't say that we've explored everything, to be fair, mate. There is so much, I didn't even cover any of the effects.
That's kind of down to your own time, really. There's
Yeah,
so much
that's
to be
it.
done.
It is a lot to deal with. I'm just going to turn this down. There we go. Just
I mean,
turn
again,
down.
I mean, if that is my only gripe for the mixer itself, that was probably there are a lot of knobs going on, and you really would have to familiarise yourself. I mean, I'd like the EQ, for instance, is here and the gain is here. I'd probably like to see that on the outside. I don't know. It's preference.
What, the
isn't it?
gain away from the EQ?
Yeah, or just a bit. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot going on in this part, but I'd get used to that.
So this is effects. That's the sampler level, and then the sampler's actually got its own filter,
Impressive.
which is pretty cool. And then this is
See, I was
for the
reaching to that
microphone.
earlier, thinking that was the
Yeah, I mean the filters are all
passes,
blue.
Yeah.
Well, and then that's the depth for the effects. The session in, I actually don't know what that is. I think
Session in is when if you've got a DJ crew like you and me. Yeah. If you want to pop your mixer into my mixer, then the masters go into each other. I think it is.
Oh yeah, okay.
You put
because
your
the
aux
session
out into my session in, and
Yeah.
then you just daisy chain your mixers. So you only need one mixer to go to the amplifier.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's if you like Scratch Perverts, for instance, would do that.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Scratch Perverts would probably be all over this because they were all over the best scratch mixer that previously was the DJM 909.
Yeah.
Which had actually, funny enough, a whole touch screen and it has a synthesizer on it.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
stopped making that. It was a great.
Yeah,
mixer.
well, I think with that, I think it's just a bit of an overkill, really. It's not necessarily people aren't going to be getting used to using that in a week
And also-
and losing interest. Whereas like you said before, you've hopped on this,
Yeah.
and you've absolutely damaged it in like sort of not literally damaged it, but like you've smashed it in like 2 hours or so. So
Give me another 2 hours, I'd probably unlock a whole load of new stuff. Now,
yeah,
so.
that's it. Well, mate, we'll have to have you back. We'll have to have you back to do another one. Maybe we could do the same thing, but with the S9.
Exactly, and then we could compare mixes.
We could compare.
Because there's pluses on both, and there's gripes on both. So it's, it's all a preference thing,
Interesting stuff. But yeah, man. Like, thank you very much, Jimi Needles, my man. As always a pleasure. It's about time that I got you down, man. And
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, mate. I'll tell you what. If you just want to tell everybody where you're at this weekend or over the next couple of weeks, because
I've got some German gigs, which probably none of you will be able to make this weekend. But I'm also playing at Sunrise Celebration Festival on Friday, this coming Friday, and I think I'm playing at 2 a.m. I don't know what stage. I should probably find that out. But yeah, I'll be there. So typical. I have no idea what I'm playing.
Yeah.
But one last thing. How much do these retail for, George?
Right. Okay, mate. So I'll have to just bear with me because
He's going to price match his own company right now.
price match. Right. So the Rane 12s come to. So they are $699 each.
Yes.
So you can get a pair from us for $1,398. So that's just for the 12s, and then the 72 is £1,649. I mean, how much did you pay for your S9?
About the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, so with this, because I actually had somebody call up the other day and ask me about it, and I didn't know the answer, so I got in touch with Rane and asked them, and basically, whenever you plug this in to your laptop, it automatically recognises, basically Serato upgrades, and it recognises.
It did do that earlier on. It was like, I want to update right now.
Yeah, and even if you've got intro, Serato intro, you plug this in, boom, it comes
So
with.
you fully upgrade. Okay.
You
that's
don't
cool.
need to upgrade, to pay the extra.
So what you're saying is
whatever
that
it
if you're like on a controller right now and you're like, oh, I might want to give this kind of thing a try.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got the basic version of Serato, which is Serato
Intro now,
plug
yeah.
it into this, it'll
Yeah.
be fully upgraded.
Yeah,
That's really good.
So actually, something which I did just want to quickly mention as well, because about the mixer, and you just reminded me about the controller. So if you're using this mixer with, say, a pair of Technics and the Technics die on you, there is a get out of jail free, which
When
is
your needles die on you, or the Technics literally die.
when the Technics just die.
Someone spills a beer on your Technics at the same time.
I'm gonna just swap this. Just gonna swap the camera over so that everyone can see this, and I will just go through it very quickly, mate. If you just get me two tunes up, if you get me a tune up in that other side. So worth to note as well, Jimmy, he's similar to me, hands-on with his laptop, but you don't need to even touch your laptop with this mixer. You can select all of your tunes on the touch screen. There's knobs, there's load buttons, there's this and that and blah de blah. That's just out of habit. I can imagine Jimmy, right, just actually going onto the laptop like. So the get out of jail free. So let's say, so we got this going. If you double click, you've got transport mode, and then on transport mode, it a little screen actually pops up whenever you select whichever button is here. So you've got all of the beat pads turn into, so this is your play, that's your cue. You've got beat jump on there as well. pitch and pitch bend and stuff. So I could actually, let's give it a go.
Let's go back to the beat.
Discotheque.
Try that.
Right, so is this on a cue?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, did it start the motor automatically?
Yeah. So it starts. So that actually just started going round then because they play with the tune.
Brilliant.
But pretend that wasn't plugged in. You got play there. You got cue, which takes you to the start of the tune. Cue, play. Then you've got the sync button here. That's pitch. That's key lock, I think. Then pitch up, pitch down, and pitch bend. So like you can obviously use the pitch bend to like nudge your tune to get it in and out of time with the other one. So yeah, if you are in a club and it dies,
even if you've got one Technics working, that would be
one Technics, or even if you turn up to a gig with this mixer and your laptop and no turntables, it acts as like.
Don't lie, guys. We've all done one of those gigs where we've had to use iTunes and Serato in offline mode.
Crikey, yeah.
We've all been there. When the DJ, it's usually the promoter's fault. There's no. Oh, you use Technics. That's a new concept to me right now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
we've all done that.
Yeah, we've all been there, man. But yeah, basically, it's just another thing which I wanted to add. I wanted to forget. It was a pretty bad example, but so basically, you can all of the beat pads turn into like functions within Serato, so you can like play and mix without any turntables.
Funnily enough, like one of the number one gripes of using vinyl Serato DJ is like. It's a bit of a habit of mine actually, is to go and put the tune, after I've mixed the tunes, put it in internal mode, because if any fluff or anything or any bass gets in the way of the needle on the record, it will cause it to go crazy on Serato. With this, it's working.
You don't have that.
You don't have that worry unless you actually touch the record, and then you're an idiot, because why would you do that?
Of course. Yeah,
But,
touch the wrong side or whatever. Yeah, again, we've all been there.
Yeah, and you're like, you just have to keep setting it to internal after you mix a tune.
Yeah.
Now it's like, actually, no, I don't have to do that. I can do some juggling, or I can do some scratching or something like that. Just unlocks that. It's like that safety feature right there. Yeah. That's why I like these as well. It's just
they're safe. I mean, it's like you said earlier. You're a very safe guy. You don't play DJ Pro out yet because you're scared of glitches, and you had glitches and you had problems with it. And these are just fails. They're absolutely
today,
safe,
though.
mate. No problems today.
No problems today. Nothing at all.
Well, actually, we did have one little problem right at the start of the day, which is worth noting. Basically, this turntable was working fine. I keep calling them turntables, but they're not. They're battle controllers. So this battle controller was working fine, and this one, it just wasn't, was it? It was playing tunes, but it wasn't like you couldn't pull them back and stuff like that. And that's basically, the spindle had come undone. So to put these together, there is a video on how to put these together on our Facebook page, so you can check that out. And basically, you need a little Allen key to put in here, and you screw that into the indent on the spindle, and then that's basically gives you the signal. So yeah, the whole thing had come off, and like we were scratching our heads about it, weren't we? And thinking, that Serato had the latency and everything was like dying or whatever. But actually, it was the whole thing had come off. It was just, I don't know. I screwed it back in, and then Bob's your uncle. Like we were rock and rolling. So.
Yeah, I mean that's probably, you probably can do that when you put your own custom record on there as well. You can just
again, not recommended, but yeah.
We do not endorse that.
But that's it. Anyway, Jimmy, man, let's leave it there. Thank you again. Let's have another hug. There it is. Nice. Absolute pleasure. And then thank you to everybody for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Catch you again. Thanks very much. Peace out.